Hello friends, this is Sheshananda, 12 plus experienced in embedded system domain. I am from EROTECH Solutions. We do trainings, internships, projects and workshops in embedded system domain. So we do trainings with 100% placement assistance with 4 months training along with 2 months internship duration. And we offer different courses in embedded domain, which is embedded software developer, embedded IoT engineer and embedded automotive engineers. So these 3 different courses have different syllabus, and for embedded software developers you have different branches eligibility from ECE, EEE and CSE. The 3 branches we are going to give training for ECE, EEE, ECE students, and these courses which are special domains in core, so like embedded system, VLSI and DSP and automation. But once you are looking for embedded system domain, we are the best choice in Hyderabad. So we are providing 6 months training with all different microcontroller boards, right from 8051 and Arduino and PIC microcontroller boards and ARM boards with LPC2148 and ARM cortex STM32. So these boards we are giving practical knowledge on different sensors interfacing, displays, motors and module interfacings. So I'll show you what are the practical boards we are going to do with these microcontrollers, and which is completely hands-on experience with all different microcontroller boards. Once you have get practical exposure, then only you have core opportunities in the industry. So which is very clear from core industry who have better programming skills with C and practical knowledge on different microcontroller boards, then only we have a placement in core companies. So be clear with your programming ability and application knowledge with the boards. So here I think you can find out all the different sensors and back of my screen. So we are allowing all the practical experiments on different boards, different microcontroller boards and different peripherals like RFID readers and GSM module and graphical LCDs and LCD screens and 7 segments, whereas the switching units like relays and tracks and IGBTs, MOSFETs and other display units like GPS and Wi-Fi module and servo motors and temperature sensor and so many input and output devices. You should understand practical approach with these all devices. So here it is very important to understand how to interface these different inputs and outputs with controllers and with complete practical knowledge with all microcontroller boards. See, there are different generations in the market from 8-bit to 32-bit. So you should be very clear with this controller boards, how to interface these inputs and outputs and modules and displays. So then only we have a placement in the companies. So be clear with your programming ability, and our process is very clear. Here you will start from very scratch. So right from the fundamental components, you will give you all raw material like this, and you will hand over one individual board to you, so which is having all the sensors and modules, and this is a one box you will hand over to one student individually, which is consists of all the raw material including motors and connecting wires and boards and all. So this is one set we are giving to the candidate, so he can do all experiments with the controller boards just by doing his own, and if you have any projects with his own ideas, we can implement. Now I'll show the components. So this is one Arduino unit we will hand over to you, and the temperature sensor which is TH11 and ultrasonic sensor and 2 individual motors and driver unit and LCD screen and GSM module And even we are giving STM32 units also for all individuals. This is ARM Cortex STM32 with ST link. So we will give you this 32-bit generation board also, and all connecting wires, and keypad also. See, but in general case, so development boards have all together in one simple board, and they will give you ready-made codes to you. Simply you are going to flash that code into the board and you are going to test the output. So that will not improve your ability on hardware understanding and as well as logic improvement. So this is your standard development board, and this is also having all the different units. So this is one LPC2148 with ARM based, ARM 7 based, and we are offering all the experiments with this ARM boards very clearly, including right from switches and LEDs combination and LCD screen, and whereas all serial ports and keypad, and with all individual adapters. And if you want to go for audio applications, you are going to connect one speaker. So this is how you will allow to do all experiments with different microcontroller boards. It is very important to understand a student, so without getting practical exposure or hands-on on the experiments, so you are not going to keep a project in your resume. So it is very important to showcase your projects in the resume, and clearly you need to explain. So because it is a white paper interview and no MCQs in the application round, whenever you are qualified for the application round, you should write your own code, or else they will hand over one board to you. You need to do practical test. That will be the practical test to you. It may be startup company or MNC company. You should prove yourself by doing your own hands-on project. And this is one of the another board with 8-bit generation. So this is one 8-bit controller board, and which is having all the different peripherals on the board itself. There is a series of LEDs and 7-segment interfacing, and RTC, which is I2C based RTC, EEPROM, and ADC, and TSOP, which is TV remote based applications. So there are multiple experiments you can do with these boards. So once you have own your project ideas, we are allowing to guide you to do your own projects in the training part. So this is very important. You have to finish your training with 2 levels. One is firmware and the second level is operating system based. It is very clear. So there are few opportunities with only C language with basic microcontrollers. You have global opportunities with the standard device driver development with RTOS concepts. So this will give you better confidence in the embedded field. Until unless you are not improving your coding ability from C language to operating system level, and in the application side you have to develop embedded C files and whereas device driver files. So that will be the change companies or industries are expecting from you. So then you have very good placements with the companies, and these core companies approach is different than regular IT industry. So the core companies approach is, initially you may have very low packages, starts from 2.5 to 5 lakhs packages in between, but once you are proved in both categories, which means embedded C programming and C programming, and if your ability is becoming to OS level, so companies are offering 25 lakhs per annum. So that is a huge change in core domain. Once you are very strong with your abilities in terms of coding and in terms of applications, your future will be completely different in this core field. So be clear with your 2 capabilities, which is coding and application. We offer short-term courses along with internships and workshops. So with internship, we are going to give you 45 days duration with all different microcontrollers with embedded C, and one project you will hand over to the candidate in the internship duration in both embedded and VLSI streams. So for us, for training purpose, you have a specialized lab and classroom, and you have separate R&D section with us. So whenever you have your own ideas, you can implement, and we will guide you so how to do that application. And then, so for training, it is a very typical process, and you will allow to do classes from morning 10 a.m. to evening 4:30 p.m. So within this, we classified into sessions in the early morning hours and lab in the afternoon session. So be clear with your own activities. So you have to stay here in this 6 to 8 hours duration. And coming to our location, we are very near to KPHP metro station in Kokatpalli and nearby bus stop also. So this is very walkable distance from metro station to our office, and you can find out in the Google Maps also. And if you are interested with the course and internship, and you can contact the number present on the screen. And embedded system, it's a different course, and keep it in mind. So whenever you are entering into core field, you have to dedicate so your time, and this training will be completely different than regular courses. And if you're interested, please reach us, and we'll share you all the course syllabus in the description, and the duration of internships and duration and sample certificates in the description box. You can find out us. And thanks for watching.